Hi everybody. Today on one-on-one with Astudillo, we have a real special treat for you guys. The stars of Basically Famous. Let's give it up for this talented young man.
I'm Isaac Perez and I play Wyatt.
I'm Daniel Rodriguez and I play Yogi.
I'm Hector Fagot and I play Brock.
So first off, how was the casting process and how you end up with your role?
Well, considering I wrote the script, I'm directing, and I'm starring in the show. I had to put out a casting call, show up to my own audition, and then audition for myself, after which I selected myself as the prime candidate for the role. Considering these factors, this was probably the easiest auditioning process I've ever had to go through, considering in other auditions I've had to prove I can suck dick.
Well, it's a funny story actually. So I had auditioned for the role a couple weeks prior to the actual announcement of the characters, of the cast of the show. And then, but before that, I needed money. So I had assaulted an elderly woman. And it turns out that had she not been hospitalized, she would have actually gotten the part of Yogi. And so I got a call from a distressed Isaac, and then I just couldn't stop laughing. And he goes, "Daniel, why are you laughing?" And I'm like, I killed that woman. And here I am.
So there I am, riding down the streets of Beverly Hills in my Rolls Royce with no less than 3 bitches on board, when suddenly I get a call from Isaac regarding a part he wrote for me. Now at first I was on the fence about it. I'm a busy man. I had just done 4 or 5 movies back to back. People always calling. But he explained to me that he had the part written, with no person other than me. When I heard that, I knew that I was perfect. And here I am.
So now tell me, did you have any projects you had to turn down to work on Basically Famous?
Alright, well, at the time, me and a number of co-workers were working on a summer blockbuster, which we titled it A Summer Blockbuster with a Little More Heart. It was called Boners in Space. The title was not misleading. But I decided personally that Basically Famous needed my full attention.
I was inspired actually after watching Julie and Julia. I was actually planning to cook every single thing on my cookbook, but then I remembered I don't have a cookbook. I don't have a house.
Well, I was already on board to do The Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants 3, The Reckoning, along with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Morgan Freeman, and what's left of Marlon Brando. But I decided I had to give it up for this.
Who, if anyone, was the hardest to work with?
Hector.
Well, I thought everyone was pretty agreeable. I had no real problems.
You see, you love working with Hector because the man is dedicated to his art. But at the same time, he has a lot of demands that if they aren't met, he simply won't act. For instance, it was, this was a misstep on our part, but it was within his contract that he had to have hip-hop artist Drizzy Drake within 15 feet of him at all times. Actually, if you look, you can usually see Drake in some shots, obviously, because there was just no physical way to keep him out of the shot because he had to be within 15 feet of Hector.
There's a lot of little eccentricities that Hector likes to partake in. For example, towards the end of each day, he must be ejaculated by an Asian woman, and the semen preserved in a cup for later consumption. And he says it keeps him young.
Okay, next question. Did you learn anything strange about your co-stars during the filming?
One thing we did have to come to terms with about Daniel was that he has a certain tendency towards bestiality. So Hector, he always kept a Yorkie on set. It was within his contract that he could do so, which would in turn tempt Daniel. And though Daniel never technically broke the law, he did do a few things that most human beings would find appalling.
Well, an odd thing about Isaac that most people don't know, except maybe his closest friends and relatives, is that he can actually produce milk from his teats. Once I remember casually commenting on how hungry I was, and the caterers haven't revived. So then Isaac just raises his shirt, and I see a stream of milk running down his right teat. And at this point, I was both amazed and I went for it, later on he was telling me how he can only do it under extreme conditions, and for people he cared about, and that really touched me. And you know.
Well, Daniel had once touched me inappropriately on set. I didn't know how to react to this because I was afraid for my own safety, but now I can say it here on national TV where he can't hurt me. And I just don't know what to do anymore.
Well, thank you for being with us. And now to wrap it up, here's a trailer from Basically Famous coming to your computers soon.
It started out like any other day.
I can't believe we just did that.
I can't believe you already finished.
You think you know somebody, and then
Where are you going? I need to go back in time to get my own mother pregnant. It's destiny.
I thought you loved me.
I do love you, damn it. But I love my mother more.
Wait! Take this with you!
AIDS isn't just funny. It's fucking hilarious.
My friend, there's no easy way to say this, but you have AIDS.
Say it ain't so, Doc. How bad is it?
You have AIDS.
And I thought I could slip through the cracks.
You can't do this to me, Richard. I paid the rent.
I just did. You know what they say about fucking porcupines? You both get pregnant. There comes a time in a man's life where shit gets real.
I'm not a religious man, but I'm about to cut off your foreskin.
This summer, delve deep into the minds of 4 very disturbed individuals. Basically Famous, coming soon.